We run toward the vehicle, into the cloud of dust that has been kicked up. Its headlights cut through the dust in an upward angle. As I near it, I can see that it's a pickup truck, and it's high-centered on the edge. Definitely stuck. The headlights are pointing up toward the stars. Charles has made it to the driver's side window ahead of me and is frantically asking if everyone's okay. He reaches for the door handle, but freezes in place as what appears to be the barrel of a shotgun emerges from the window, pointed directly at his face. An old man begins to chastise. "What in the fuck are you goddamn people doing here? God damn it. Now I'm gonna have to go get the tractor and pull this bitch out of the goddamn ditch." "Hey, whoa man, be calm, dude. Are you alright? Sorry about this. I tried to get my friends to slow down." Charles' voice is low and steady as he backs away slowly with his hands out in front of him. "Don't be worrying about me, asshole. You best be worrying about your damn selves coming down here. We're getting sick and tired of people coming down here and partying and leaving trash and beer bottles, all the kind of shit for us to have to clean up." As he speaks, he grunts and strains between words as he struggles to climb out from the tilted truck. He's a pot-bellied farmer in bib overalls and a faded white t-shirt. Alcohol has taken its toll on his face. He is standing now, and the shotgun is pointed at the sky. Charles backs up slowly into the crowd with the rest of us, and I speak calmly as I possibly can. "Sir, we haven't thrown any trash anywhere. We just came here tonight to hang out with each other. We're not trying to hurt anyone or piss anybody off." "Oh yeah? Well then, what the hell do you call that?" He points with the shotgun back over my shoulder toward the bridge. A shroud of shadow has covered it. One of us must have kicked over the candle. A thick, black cloud of smoke is expanding from where the old timbers have begun to smolder. The shotgun lowers and is forgotten. We all run straight for the bridge. Shouts go up as we run. Was the cooler in Mike and Rodney's car? How far down under the bridge is the creek, and how deep is the water? Does anyone see flame? Somehow, I outrun everyone else to the bridge. The black, stinking smoke is so thick it looks like a solid wall. I'm about to step into it to try and retrieve the candle, when out of the smoke, a clawed hand swings at me and passes just under my chin. It looks like it's made of smoke, but solid enough for me to be sure that if I've been a couple of inches closer, I would no longer have much of a throat. Then, as I stand frozen for an instant, a face looms out of the cloud. Angular, sneering, hateful. A face with a mouthful of jagged, razor-sharp looking teeth. The teeth look like the tops won't fit with the bottoms. They look like they would grind together like fingernails on a chalkboard. It looks to me to be the pitch-black face of a demon. Did I really see it? Did I actually feel the wind from its hand on my throat and chin? I take a stumbling step backward and crash into Charles, almost hard enough to take us both down. "Whoa, man, you all right?" he says as he steadies me on my feet. I am stunned, and not able to decide if what I have just seen was real. It happened so fast, there and gone in an instant. Was it a hallucination? Some drug-induced vision? It was so crystal clear. I could see every detail so vividly. The polished ebony gloss on the knife-edged claws, the tiny motes of black smoke trailing behind the hand as it swung, the mismatched teeth with their razor edges, that spark of malignant malice in its eyes as the thing peered into me for a split second. My mind can't process all of this at once, and Charles has to sidestep me as I stand dumbfounded. He plunges into the black smoke before I can find my voice to warn him. It's a desperate few seconds as I wait for him. He emerges, kicking at the candle and coughing into his fist. Just then the girls appear with the cooler, running toward the bridge, with Shotgun Man close on their heels, yelling at us again. God damn it. You see what happens when y'all dopehead bastards come down here? My family's been owning this land for more than 90 years, and we still can't get the goddamn county to make this road private. Now you assholes are trying to burn the goddamn bridge down. We hardly notice that the gun is once again leveled at us, as I grab the cooler from the girls and sling water into the black cloud. I seem to have hit the right spot, as I hear hissing as the water contacts the burning wood. Charles has found a way down to the embankment under the bridge and calls for me to drop the cooler down to him so he can refill it. He is in this process of climbing over the barbed wire fence at the edge of the creek when a sudden wind rises out of nowhere and covers him with dust. He falls back and throws his forearm across his eyes as a powerful whirlwind forms over the water of the creek and slings wet debris in every direction. We all back away from the burning bridge as the smoke begins to swirl. The night sky is still clear, and the moon still shines as the blackened whirlwind sweeps past us, right to Shotgun Man. Gravel is picked up from the road, and he is pelted with it. He loses his grip on the shotgun as it is blown upward from his hands, spins in the air, and discharges just as the barrel lines up with his face. Blood and gore and dust and gravel all mingle in the air as the smoky dust devil engulfs his body even before it falls to the ground. Then, as suddenly as it came, the howl of the wind becomes distant and fades away, and we are all left speechless and shocked as the silence of the night returns. And as I look around me, I can't seem to focus on things very well. I think I can make out two people standing over the dead man. I walk closer, and sure enough, it's John and Cecilia. Cecilia's shoulders are heaving up and down with uncontrollable sobs. John wraps her in his arms in an attempt to console her. The sound of her crying is muffled in my ears, even though she is right in front of me. Now I look around trying to locate the others. All three of them appear suddenly out of the dark fog. Lorraine and Tammy surround Cecilia and start walking her slowly toward the vehicles. Charles speaks, and it sounds too distant. I shake my head to try and clear it. He's talking to John, even though my hearing is off somehow. I can tell that his voice is a bit shaky. Hey, John, I don't think we should touch the body, man. I don't think we should touch him. Shouldn't we leave everything just like it is so we don't get accused of tampering with evidence or some shit like that? Hey, John. John is kneeling over the body, but I don't think he's touching it. It's hard to be sure. Then his head pops up, and he's looking all around. Where's Cecilia? Where did they take her? What are they doing? Is she all right? Where is she? She's over there, man. Charles points toward the vehicles, and John runs that way. Now Charles is looking at me. What the hell can we say happened here? Man, this is fucking crazy. Nobody's gonna believe this shit. What the fuck really did happen? There's no way the wind could do that. Is there? I mean, no freaking way. Man, I hope you got some idea what to tell the cops, because I've got nothing. I also have nothing. My mind is numb with shock, I suppose. I am hearing what Charles is saying, but his voice seems to be fading, and the fog is getting worse. Now it looks like there are little puffs of the stuff, and it's coming out of the ground all around us. The air is so still. The corpse lying at my feet is not much more than a shadow in my sight. The stain in the dirt around its head is blacker than black. I look around, and the air is filled with wisps of darkness, drifting lazily in the moonlight. Now I realize I can hear something in the distance. It's the sound of someone crying. Cecilia. But now, it's suddenly piercing through the haze into my mind. She's sobbing so hard, I wonder how she can even breathe. It is now the only sound I can hear. I hear it changing. It begins to shift from crying to screaming. It has become screams of sheer terror. I don't respond to Charles, because I can't. But I am drawn to the sound. I walk quickly towards Cecilia and the others, and I assume Charles is right behind me, so I don't look back at him. But I wish I had, because that would have been the last time I ever saw him. No one else seems to notice the smoky fog. They don't seem to be having the strain of their eyes the way I do. It's hard to tell exactly what's going on until I walk closer. The three girls are huddled together, sitting on the ground, with Cecilia between Lorraine and Tammy. John is just standing over them. He reaches out a hand, presumably to stroke Cecilia's cheek or smooth her hair. But before he touches her, he is taken aback by the change of her screaming. It's no longer screaming, but a mad howling laughter. The force of it causes John to cringe. It's at this point that Cecilia moves so fast, it's like some sort of glitch in time. She is on her feet in front of him, and her right hand strikes like a snake at his face. Her fingernails dig in like the claws of some feral animal. Without taking a breath, she howls with evil delight. Her eyes are black holes in her contorted face, and John falls to his knees, clutching at her hand, trying to break her grip. I hear his faint screaming, and it looks like his face is wet with blood. I grab her arm, but lose my grip. Her forearm feels greasy, too slippery to hold on to. Tammy and Lorraine are yanking at her shoulders and waist from behind. After long seconds of trying to wrestle John free, I finally have had enough. I land a punch in the middle of her face. It gets her attention just long enough for the girls to take her down to the ground. But she still will not let go. Her screams of laughter continue, and her vocal cords sound ready to burst. It begins to sound like some sort of croaking. I scream in Cecilia's face. I say that if she doesn't let go, I will hit her face again. She doesn't. Then I do. This time, the punch has zero effect, so I hit her again. No effect. rage, and frustration begin to rise in my thoughts like thunderheads. I spring to my feet and wheel around, walking with quick, long strides straight for the shotgun. Somehow, it is clearly visible through the haze, and I have no idea what I plan to do with the gun. I can't imagine myself shooting her. And as I walk, I begin to hope that when she sees me holding it, she will come to her senses and release John. But I'm too slow in picking it up. By the time I have bent over and spun around to walk back, Cecilia is passing by me on her way to the burning bridge, dragging John along behind her as if he weighs nothing. Her grip is still so tight her hands seem to be fused with his face. She brushes past me like I'm in her way, and in the instant our faces meet, we're so close that her breath fills my lungs. I can still taste it. It hits me like a great big whiff of rotten eggs mixed with roadkill, only far worse. There was something living in her breath, and I know it crawled inside of me just then. I am knocked back on my heels for a second as she casually walks by, dragging John through the dirt. It is here in my recollection of these events that I feel I should begin to try and explain myself and my reason for writing these things down. I wish I could say that my memory goes fuzzy or distorted, but I would be lying. I have no intention of lying. This story is unbelievable enough without me adding lies to it. Everything that happened is still right behind my eyes. I can't shake the clarity of the images. Everyone is expecting a confession from me, but all I can really do is record what happened. I know what it all looks like now, but I can't change any of that. I wish it was different. I wish I could bring back those whom I've lost, but of course I can't. I hope they keep me locked up, and I hope they all think that my story is one big lie. I have my reasons for this, and I'll make them known, but I must finish telling what happened first. I feel I owe it to those people who are so close to me and are gone now. I want to tell this the way it really happened, so as to not defile my memories of them. I make this choice, and I have to accept whatever is done to me. Let everyone think I'm a liar and a monster. I don't care about that. In fact, I embrace it.